Also, let me record this meeting. Okay, so we'll go through this list of contents, like why JDBC programming is needed, what it is going to do, and how can a Java program will get connected to the database server to perform all those database operations. Right, so those things we'll take a look at. So before we jump into the setup of any one database, so here in our case we are going to work with the PostgreSQL database. So I'll try to do the setup on your machines as well. If you already have any other database you wanted to work with, that is fine, or you wanted to learn even PostgreSQL also, yes, you can do the setup, right? And before we jump into the setup of it, let us understand the four different types of drivers provided by JDBC, like type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4 things. Then we'll try to write a couple of examples. So we all know that database servers are using a standard language called as SQL, stands for Structured Query Language, which is used across the different database servers, and it is useful to do the creation of databases, manipulation, examining, data retrieval, data updation, all the operations with respect to the database are going to be done by using this structured query language. Now, through the Java program, we wanted to integrate, or we wanted to embed these SQL statements in our Java lines of code and then perform the operations against the databases. So for that purpose, you require an interface that sits between your Java programming language and the database server. And there was one C-based interface before the existence of your Java programming language, called as Open Database Connectivity, and which was talking to the database engines which are all SQL based, and it helps you to have a consistent mechanism for the purpose of communicating with the DB servers and any of the respective programming languages. So like that, as it was the C-based interface, now we are going to integrate the things into Java. So we wanted to have a Java-based interface as well. So for that purpose, we got introduced with this JDBC, Java Database Connectivity, which is to be considered as the Java-enabled platform, or the Java version of ODBC, which is to be considered as a standard mechanism that sits between the database servers and your Java programming language. So that is how you will be able to develop the applications to connect to the database servers. And here your JDBC technology is categorized into four different types of drivers. Every type is having its own implementation, like you call them as the type 1, type 2, type 3, all that. So as the number is increasing, the features are also more, the advantages are more. Like type 1, which is the very basic driver known as JDBC ODBC bridge. Type 2, little more enhancements in terms of performance, and it is partially implemented in Java. Then type 3, to support the net protocols, which is completely developed in Java. Then type 4, not only net protocols but also the native protocols, and it is also the completely Java based implementation, Java based development of driver, and which is the most advanced version of JDBC drivers, we can say. So that way we'll be able to work with the latest driver, type 4. Right? But before we start using the type 4, so what each type is helping us to understand. Like type 1 is here, which is to be considered as the JDBC ODBC bridge driver, wherein all your JDBC calls, all your Java calls are going to be handed over to the ODBC layer, and that ODBC layer is talking to the respective vendor DB libraries, which are all set up on your client machines, and accordingly it is going to perform the database connectivity with your database servers. Like here is the pictorial representation. The client machine and server machine, two things are there. So your server machine is set up with your database server, and client machine is trying to develop some applications here by using this JDBC ODBC bridge, and internally all your Java calls are transferred onto the ODBC driver, and ODBC driver is talking to the respective vendor database library. If this vendor is Oracle, the Oracle database library. If this is Microsoft SQL Server, then the respective Microsoft library. So this setup should be there on your client machine, then only that is how it is getting connected to the respective DB server and is going to establish the communication between your client machine and the server machine, right? And here you can see that the advantages are that it is good for the implementation of smaller demo kind of applications, because majority of the time you wanted to develop some desktop applications, right? And provided that your desktop, your client machine is already had the setup of that vendor DB libraries and all, so in that case it is pretty much easy to have such an application which is going to use this JDBC ODBC bridge. But when it comes to the performance point of view, as every call is traveling through these many layers, so obviously performance is little slower. The database server is also going to respond in the same way through the vendor DB library, and vendor DB library is handing over all those results back to your ODBC, and ODBC has to translate all those results into the JDBC ODBC bridge. Then through JDBC ODBC bridge, your Java program should be able to read all the data, right? So since the number of layers are more, definitely the performance will be slow. And in case if this vendor DB library setup is not there on that particular machine, then you will not be able to develop any sort of applications using this JDBC ODBC bridge driver. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of this. So to get rid of those disadvantages, type 2 came into picture, which is also doing the same job of converting all your JDBC calls into the DB specific calls. But this one is trying to communicate directly with the database server without using those vendor DB libraries. I mean, without that ODBC layer. I mean, one layer has got reduced here, and this particular driver is partially implemented using Java itself, and it is supporting the native API calls to invoke all those vendor DB library specific API, right? So that way you will be able to directly establish the communication with your database server just through this DB library. So since one layer is taken out here, obviously the performance is far better comparing to your type 1 driver, right? So this is how we'll be able to work with. And the advantages is that better performance. Disadvantages is that in case if that vendor DB library is not available on that client machine, you cannot use it. And even if it is there, if it is established, if it is deployed there on that client machine, will you be able to connect to the internet kind of things? Through the internet, through the web, will you be able to connect to these DB servers? That facility is not there because it is not supporting any internet based protocols. So for that purpose, type 3 came into picture, which is going to follow a three-tiered approach, wherein client will be there and middle layer will be there and the server tier will be there, right? And this particular driver, type 3 driver, is implemented completely in Java programming itself. And here your middle tier is going to sit on the server end, so your client machine is no more burden, right? Your client machine is no more needed with any setup of vendor DB library, all that. So everything is shifted onto the server side, middleware server, DB server, everything is there on server side. So client machine is pretty light, so you'll be able to develop the applications to be executable on any client machines, because client machine is just simply going to connect to the server machine. Once it gets connected to the server machine, every call is passing through that middleware component onto the database server. So this is how this type 3 driver is allowing you the support of even internet protocols as well. So you will be able to use this particular driver for the development of not only the desktop based applications but also the web applications you'll be able to build, right? And here is the list of pros and cons. So no necessity of having the setup of your vendor DB library on your client machine, right? And lot of other advantages like performance is better, easily portable lines of code you will be able to build, because you need not to tightly couple your code on your client machine and all, right? So performance will be faster, scalability will be there. So you can use it for a small scale application to the large scale application without any these things. But the thing is that since every call is passing through that middleware component and all, right? So even though that middleware component is sitting at the server end, it is going to consume more time, especially when you are going to deal with some lakhs of billions of lines of code or billions of data, millions of data. So in such situations, it is going to be a little tougher to provide the better performance. So to get rid of all those disadvantages of all your type 1, type 2, type 3 drivers, we go with the type 4 driver, which is to be considered as the all Java driver supporting the native protocol, right? So they will be completely implemented in Java itself, so that whatever the basic features of Java are there, like platform independence, right, portability, all those features will be able to easily avail. And here no need of having any middle layer component. Middleware component is no more there. So directly your client machine is able to interact with your database server machines, and it is also supporting the native protocols of your databases as well as the internet protocols. So with that complete support of protocol system and all, you will be able to perform all these things pretty faster. Performance is typically faster comparing to all your first three drivers, and no need of installing any specific library setup on the client machine or server machine, all that. And moreover, all these drivers will be easily downloadable, right? So that way we prefer to go with the type 4 drivers, right? So before we start using these things, let us do the setup of PostgreSQL server. Or if you have any other database servers on your machine, please let me know. So I'm not forcing you to stick to this PostgreSQL. In case if you are already working with MySQL or Oracle or Microsoft SQL, any server is fine for me. If nothing is there, let us learn a new thing, or if already something is there, even in that case also, if you are interested in learning this PostgreSQL, so I'll guide you with a few steps to do the setup of this. So this PostgreSQL is to be considered as an open source relational database management system, right? So it doesn't belong to any specific corporation, all that. So here is the brief history of it, right? So it was all coming from a professor called Michael Stonebreaker. He started PostgreSQL in 1986 itself. I mean almost 3 decades old. So your Java is just 2 decades old, right? And this one is 86, means it is almost 3 decades old, right? And before this PostgreSQL, it was called as Ingress since 1977 till to 85, right? So that Ingress later renamed as Postgres, then it became Postgres 95, and now it is all called as PostgreSQL, PostgreSQL. right? You can pronounce it PostgreSQL like that, right? So it is supported by almost all the major operating systems, either Windows or non-Windows, Linux or non-Linux, whatever, right? And also it supports the different programming interfaces for your Java, C, C++, Ruby, whatnot. Almost all the programming languages are supporting to connect with this particular database. So in case we want to do the setup, let's follow these steps. Right, so where shall we set up? Who would like to share the screen so that those steps will get recorded? Or if you already have any other things, please do let me know, don't hesitate. Okay, Rishita, you want? Let me give you this link. Okay, I am making you the presenter and I will be providing you this link. Okay, please share your screen and connect to this link. Click that link. Okay, just scroll down slowly. Okay, so he is providing you a couple of steps. Yeah, before you start installing, you need to download. So scroll little up. So it is a installation wizard. Yeah, there you can see download PostgreSQL installer for Windows. Go to the PostgreSQL. Yeah, you can click that one or you can click the next one. Anything is fine. Yep, click. Click the first one itself. Right. So here you can see let's not go with the very latest version which will be troubling you. So let us take the version 9.5.5 and I believe your Windows is 64-bit operating system. Yes, you can click that link. Right, WinX86-64 under version 9.5.5 we can click. So it will start downloading, just wait. It says thank you for downloading PostgreSQL. Your download should begin shortly. Yes, it is downloading. So let it get downloaded. So it is a small file of 1.2 MB. Okay. Once it is downloaded, just try to run that exe file. Yeah, it will launch the new screen slowly. Just you can minimize this Chrome browser. Yeah, there you go. That is the setup screen. Installation directory we need to pick from SQL and program files. Yes, keep the default installation directory as it is. Just simply click the next button. Data directory also fine. Better to set the password also as PostgreSQL or PostgreS. Why? Because by default the username it provides is PostgreS. So to not to forget, set the password also the same. Postgres, Postgres, right? And then click next. Okay, default port is 5432. Fine. Click the next button. Default local setting. Fine. Click the next button. Yes, setup is now ready to begin installing PostgreSQL on your computer. Okay, so it is going to download couple of things and it is going to unpack the things all that. So let it be. It all takes maybe 5 minutes, sometimes plus or minus 1 minute here and there. So let it be. So I'll be here, but I'll be on mute. Just don't disturb that step. So it will get recorded for us. So that later point of view also you can compare with that particular setup, the installation guide that I provided. So all those steps are as it is coming as described in that PostgreSQL tutorial or not, that you can compare. Let it be. It is almost complete. It will prompt finish or something. Just let's wait. It is actually initializing the database cluster. It has completed its initialization. Yeah, creating the uninstaller as well. 25%, 100%. Yes. Just simply, no need of that stack builder may be used. Just uncheck that one. Yeah, it is not required. Just say finish. All right. Yeah, if you want to compare, you can quickly go there to the link that I have given to you. Click the back button. Click one more back button. Yeah, there. Scroll down. That step came and you clicked on the next button. You specified the password, port number, local settings, and then after you completed giving that information, it starts doing the setup for us. Right, then it has completed that post GRE SQL setup wizard. Yes, scroll down and he is also unchecking that option. Yes, we wanted to verify whether the installation is done or not. Okay, yeah, you can type there in that ask me anything, but the checkbox is there. There type PG admin, PG admin, ADMIN. Yeah, there you go. You can see that PG admin 3. Yes, you can run as administrator. You can. Right, maximize this. So there is a server, PostGRE SQL 9.5 localhost colon 5432. Double click on that or select that one and then click connect. It is prompting you to enter the password. Enter your password, PostGRE yes. Then click OK. If you wanted to save the password, you can. Right, there you go. It has got connected and click the databases. How many databases are there? It shows one database. Right, so let us not disturb that existing database. We will create our own database. Click the databases. Okay, right click, then say new database. Right. Mention the new database name as MyDB, M capital MYDB, capital D, capital B. Perfect. OID, I mean owner. Who should be the owner? Owner. Drop down. Pick the owner. I mean this database need to be owned by whom? No. Click the drop down. Don't type owner. So owner drop down is there, right? So click the drop down. It will show you only one owner user. That is PostGRE yes. Select that fellow. Yes. Now say OK. Click OK. Now this is going to create a new database for us. Okay, it is retrieving. Right. There you can see MyDB. Just double click on that MyDB. Right. So it gets expanded. There you can see schemas. Expand the schemas. Inside that schemas you can see the public schema. Inside that public you can see the tables. Right now there are 0 tables, means no tables created. Okay. So now we will create few tables. Okay, now in your toolbar you can see the SQL icon tool. Recycle bin, and beside to that recycle bin SQL is there. Yes. Click that one. It will open a new window called as SQL editor. Okay, so in this SQL editor we will be able to write any statements, any SQL statements to do the creation of a table, all that. Yeah, make little bigger that and make that SQL editor bigger, or you can maximize, not a problem. Later we can close it. And copy this create table command, which is going to create a new database table into your MyDB schema. So we have created MyDB database, right? So inside that MyDB database, we wanted to create a new database table called search engine is the name of the table. With all these three columns in it, we would like to define ID column, name column, URL column. Alright. So Control A and then run that one. There is a run icon. Yes, execute that query. Right. So that shows that query got executed successfully. Right. And into this table, we wanted to insert some rows. So copy all these insert statements. Delete that create table command. You can delete that create table command in your SQL editor. Right? Control A. Select all those insert statements. Control A. Control A will select all those lines. It's not selecting, then select all those lines. Again run. Click that run query button. Yes. Right. So it took 14 milliseconds and it has got executed. Now delete that insert statement and then try to write select star from search engine. I just wanted to verify whether the data is inserted into the table or not. Select star from search engine. Are you there? When we can't see any changes happening on your screen. Every time you cannot execute. Already data is already there, so you can't execute the same insert statements again and again. Why? Because we defined that ID column of that search engine table as a primary key. Primary key should not allow you to have the duplicate data. So that's why what I am asking, delete those insert statements. Control A, delete, then copy this select statement. You already done that. Oops. No output is shown. I can't see the result there. Is someone else done with this particular setup? Yeah, I think net is little slow for me. Oh, good. Yes, let's go to Ahmad Pasha. He is done with the setup. So I'm making you the presenter, Ahmad. So please share your screen. Okay, can you please make your fonts little bigger? Perfect. Yeah, select start from search engine, run that. You can press F5 also. F5 will also do the same thing. Yes. So 5 records got inserted into your search engine with all those 3 columns: ID, name and URL. So this particular data of my search engine table, we would like to read it into our Java program. Okay. So let's do that. Go to Eclipse. Okay, please launch your Eclipse. Okay. So let us create a new project. Click the file, new project, Java project, Java project. Name that new Java project as JDBC practice. JDBC practice. Don't give spaces, just leave, yeah, right. Finish. And inside this JDBC practice, go to the SRC folder and create a new package of your own. Name that package as com.jdbc.practice. Finish. Okay. No need of this package info. Right click on your com.jdbc.practice and let us create a new class and name this new class. So this is the class we are trying to write to do the data retrieval of that search engine table. So name this as search engine data. Capital S, capital E, capital D, search engine data, and take the main method also. Okay. Copy these 2 lines. One is a comment, the other one is the statement. So the very first step we need to do is we need to load the driver. So we want to connect to our PostGRE SQL. So we need to load the driver. So that loading driver is going to be done by using class.pername, which is going to cause an exception. So surround it with try catch block. Alright. So if that class is not available, it will throw you that class not found exception. Okay. Control Shift F, save this and try to run this. Let's verify this step 1 whether it is working or not. It is not working. So it says, so that it is printing the whole stack trace. So e.print stack trace got executed and it is giving you the complete stack trace saying that java.lang.class not found org.postgresql.driver. So that driver is actually available as a jar file. So we need to have that jar file in the build path of our project. Okay. So we'll do that. So let us download that jar file. Go to Google and type PostGRE SQL JDBC driver. PostgreSQL is a single word. Yeah. PostgreSQL JDBC driver download. Right. Yes, the very first link. There you can see JDBC4. PostgreSQL version 9.4.1212. Yeah, click that fellow. It is the current version, it says. Yeah, it is a jar file. You can keep it. Yes, say save. Just remember that where it has got downloaded. Right? Now go to your JDBC practice project in your Eclipse and right click on your project. JDBC practice is your project. JDBC practice, not the package. Project. Yes. Right click and then build path, configure build path, the last option. Here click the libraries tab. Libraries is a tab. Yes. So by default it is carrying the JRE system library to use your Java Standard Edition 1.8. Fine. Now click that add external jars, the button. We wanted to add that jar which is externally downloaded. So where it has got downloaded? In your downloads, Java training, I believe. Yes. Select that jar file and then say open. That's all. Click OK. So that jar is added now. Now try to run the program. So no error came. Means no catch block is executed. Since no sysout kept, nothing is printed. So it's just program is terminated. Write a sysout after line 8. Write sysout saying that PostgreSQL driver is loaded successfully within double quotes. PostgreSQL driver is loaded successfully. Okay, save that. Perfect. So your step 1 is perfect. Right? Now take this step 2. So paste these lines of code after line 13. After line 13. So once the driver is loaded, the next step is we need to establish the connectivity with the database. Import that driver manager class from your java.sql package. Right. And that connection variable we need to declare. So let me give you these variables which you can declare before the main method. So copy these things at line 6. So these are the 3 variables you needed. Right, so we declared those 3 variables. All those 3 variables of respective interfaces need to be imported. All of them are from java.sql. Press Ctrl Shift O, it will take care. Right, java.sql.statement. So to work with JDBC programming, we need to use java.sql package. So just scroll up and verify those import statements. So what is all that it has imported? So it has imported java.sql connection, it has imported java.sql.driver manager, result set, statement, all of them, right? So now come to line 26, surround with try catch, right, there you go. Now here you can see the database URL we wanted to connect to MyDB. So you gave the same name, right? MyDB is your database, capital M, small y, DB, capital again. Then your username is PostGRES, password is also PostGRES. Okay, so username, password, all those things we are given there. So with these values, we are invoking the get connection method, right? So driver manager dot get connection, which requires URL, user, password, and that returns us the connection object. So let us verify whether the connection object is given to us or not. So write one sysout so that you can confirm. Where can you write sysout? After line 28. Connection is established successfully, you can say. Connection or database connection is established successfully. Database connection. Database is a single word. Database are not two words. Database connection is established successfully. Okay, let's verify these two steps. Actually, every JDBC program is 5 to 6 step process. So we are almost done with the second step also. Save this, run this, and check on your console what it is going to print you. Right, perfect. So both step 1, step 2 are correct. Right? Now the step 3. Step 3 is we would like to define the statement object. So it has connected, your Java program is connected to the database, and that connection is available in the form of a variable called CONN. Now let us get this step 3. So you can paste this step 3 after line 33. So CONN object we are trying to use, and on which we are invoking the create statement method. Surround with try catch again. Right? And again write one sysout after line 36. Statement object is defined successfully. Statement object is defined successfully. So STMT is what? It is a statement object which you declared before the main method. Statement object is defined successfully. Run this. Let's check all the 3 steps are success or not. There you go. Right? Now the 4th step. So we wanted to execute the query to do the data retrieval. Right? So for that purpose, we will be writing a query saying that select star from search engine. So that query we wanted to process. Right? So that query will be processed by using execute query method of your STMT object. Surround with try catch. There you go. Right? You can write a statement after line 45. Sysout. Query is executed successfully. Right? Query is executed successfully. Alright, save this. Run. There you go. Okay, now Next step. So all your data after the execution is assigned to the result set object, RSet. Now you need to loop through that result set, like the way we were looping through the iterator object, enumeration object, all that. So here it is also providing you next method so that you keep on fetching the data. Surround with try catch. So the entire while loop will be kept inside the try block. Right, Control Shift F. So you keep on looping through that RSet object, and that RSet is providing you few methods to do the data retrieval of every column starting from the first column. So when you say rset.getString1, rset.getString2, getString3, they are going to retrieve you the respective data. Right, run this, fifth step. So it is going to loop through that result set and it should be printing. There you go. Right, congratulations. You got the output. You got your Java program is connected to the database server and is doing the data retrieval, and it is printing all those 5 rows whatever you inserted in your database table. Right? Then one last step, that is to close all these objects. So copy this step 6. Okay, so we are trying to close rset close, stmt close, connection close, all the objects we need to close. So that is our final step. Right? So save this and run this. So this is how all these 70 plus lines of code is written here to produce this output. Right? So now let us refactor all these lines of code, because for every step we try to write try catch block. So instead of writing 6 try catch blocks, let us arrange the whole code in a single try with the respective catch blocks. Why? Because catch SQL exception for step 6, catch SQL exception for your step 5. So likewise it is all right. So all those exceptions are like that. Right, scroll up, go to the very first step, I'll tell you. So you can reduce the lines of code by avoiding these many number of steps. These many number of try catch blocks. Select line 15, cut that, Control X and paste it inside the first try. Control X, after line 16 paste it. Okay, you can comment that sysout. Line 19 also you can comment because it is unnecessary. Now line 24, line 24 to 27 you can select all those lines. Control X and take all of them after line 19. After line 19 press enter, enter. Then you can select line 31, 32, cut them, cut those two lines and paste it after 24. and comment that line 27. Okay, now select line 32, 33, 34, 35 also. Delete. Perfect. Right? So for the first try block, two catch blocks. One catch is to catch the class not found exception. Then the second catch is to catch the SQL exception. Okay. Now select line 36 and paste it after 37. Cut, paste after 37. And now select 38, 39, 40. Cut them and take them to line 28. Press enter, enter, paste. Paste. Right. Now scroll down. You can comment line 32. Now select line 41 to 46, delete, because already SQL exception, all that is taken up. Right, delete. Do the same thing for 41, 42. Control X, paste them inside 43. After 42, you can paste it. And now select those 4 lines, 44 to 47. Right, Control X, paste them after 32. Right, press Control Shift F once. Right, press 1 enter after line 32. Now after 32. Control Z you can do. Right. Now you can delete this try catch block 46 to 51. Right. Then copy that 47, paste it inside the try and select 49 to 54. Control X, paste them after 37. Right. Control Shift F. Now come down to line 53 to 58. Right. Delete. Now go to line 51, 52, write finally block, F-I-N-A-L-L-Y, open the curly brace and come down till to line 61, close the curly brace, Control Shift F, right? So one try with two catch blocks and one finally block, and inside that finally block we are closing all of them. Right, remove that line 62, which is an empty line, and also remove the to do line at 46, Control D on that. Then next to do also. Perfect. So all your lines of code is just 60 lines of code now. Save it and try to run it once. This way you will be able to get the output by connecting to your database and you are retrieving all this data like this. Right? Does it make sense? Any questions? Any doubts here? Okay, tomorrow we'll try to do few more programs, few more examples. Any questions you can ask. Right, I'll be anyway sharing this PDF for you. You can go through that. So keep downloading all the PDFs as and when I am trying to upload from my end. Okay, so tomorrow we'll get connected and we'll try to write few more examples and then understand few more important features of JDBC. Okay, so shall we stop here if we don't have any questions? MP4 for 14 and 15 you want? I think it is there. Yeah, let me check and I'll do that. 14 and 15 MP4 was not uploaded. 14 it is uploaded. 14th one it is there already. Java 14.mp4 after your core Java exercises document. That one. Yes, for 15 and 16 I think I need to do. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it. Right, definitely I'll do that. Okay. So we'll stop here for now. See you tomorrow then. Right. Thank you guys. So please practice till here. Right. So don't accumulate all the things. So keep practicing as and when the appropriate topic is done. So after the class of 1 hour, try to spend at least 1 more hour during that day so that you'll be able to in sync with me. Right. Otherwise it would be I'm teaching something else, you are practicing something else. It doesn't good. Okay. Chalo then. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Okay, I'm terminating the meeting now. Thank you guys. Thank you.